welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is November 8th, 2018, and on this Thursday afternoon, we're excited to have Tennis with us in the studio. Let's hear some music.
You could have me for 10 minutes. You could have me for 10 years. I could lose you in the hours. I could lose you in the tears. The feelings lost without you. Oh my baby, without you. Oh my love, the feeling's gone completely. Oh. Those who measure time and distance haven't known a love like mine. There is only perfect closeness. Don't you leave it all behind. The feelings lost without you. Oh my baby, without you. Oh my love, the feeling's gone completely. Oh. Closer than nature, so we came to understand binary opposition. It's me like a divine dam. I get hysterical, it's empirical, yeah. I get hysterical, it's empirical, yeah. My emotions, they are blinding. This is one that I can't go on surviving. Tell me one truth worth confiding. Baby, don't you know that my love is binding? My emotions, they are blinding. This is one that I can go on surviving.
are watching Tennis on Audiotree Live. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and thank you both for being here, Elena and Patrick.
Thank you for having us.
You're so welcome. So you played a show last night here in Chicago at Thalia Hall. How'd it go?
It was amazing. It was really fun to be back there. It was weird to take up the stage as just two people.
The stage is really big.
Yeah, it feels very massive for two
Yeah.
humans, and tiny humans at that.
I was going to ask, this whole tour has been a little bit different for you. Although you started off playing music alone, you normally have a band with you. So this whole tour has been a duo tour.
Yeah, it's different for us. Even though we've always been a duo, neither of us are really singer-songwriters, so our music never starts in that intimate form of just like one instrument and the vocals. We always have written our songs in a full band arrangement from the beginning.
We also write our songs like very separately. I feel like there's like a weird collaboration where it's like half of the song will be written by Elaine, and then I will literally finish the other half without her even knowing about
absolutely.
And vice versa. She'll do the same with my song.
Yeah, so it's never really lent itself to this format, but we finally felt like we have so many albums to pick from that we were able to pick songs out and then strip them down to their tiniest parts and play them as two people live. So it's been so fun, and that's why we're here now, because we finally felt like we had a setup that would suit Audiotree.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you here.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of, sort of previously uncharted territory, some people probably don't know that the band was born out of a sailing expedition. You did one around 22 or 23 years old, and then you did another one before you made your recent full length.
Yeah.
So what prompted that second sailing trip?
Well, I grew up with a dad who always had a dream of like retiring on a sailboat, but that dream was never fulfilled, unfortunately. But I grew up with his dream like in my bones, and from a very young age, I was saving up to buy a sailboat, and then Elena came on the trip with me, and
Yeah, when I met him in college, we were in landlocked Colorado, and the first time I hung out at his apartment, his coffee table was stacked with books, like with titles, for example, How to Sail Around the World Alone. And I was like, what are you doing? We live in Colorado. I've never met a sailor. At that point in my life, I couldn't swim, and I'd never seen the ocean, and I'd never been on a boat. So I couldn't think of a stranger post-college plan for someone.
But I had like dedicated my life to it. Like it was occupying every minute of my time for like 6 years. But Elena and I, that first sailing trip, we're both like music dropouts in college, but we found like a new love for music on that trip, because I felt like there was like, once you strip away kind of like the busyness of living in modern society, like there was a little bit of space there for us to be creative, and that we didn't even know about until we were on the boat.
We also didn't really have electricity, so we couldn't listen to music, and once our lives became so silent, we really missed music a lot and remembered the things about it that we wanted. And we were actually at this like bar, like a tiki bar in the Florida Keys that we had sailed to all on our own. It was my first time ever being at an island or in Florida ever in my life, and I sailed there, which was pretty amazing for me. And I think it was the Shirelles' Baby It's You was playing.
And both of us were just like, I wish music like this was being made today.
Yeah, when we hadn't heard music for like 2 weeks, and then we heard that, and it was just like, Phil Spector production, and I was like, can we make music that sounds like that today? And that's kind of how we got into it.
Yeah, it's funny too what you said about taking away the noise and things, and external sort of helped you dive in and create some really intimate internal
Yeah, and so
stuff.
to answer your question, the second trip, we felt like we were kind of a little too chaotic of people at a time, and we needed to find that creativity again, so we went on the second trip to write our most recent album.
Awesome.
Yeah, we don't have to sail to be creative. It's just like this really special thing that we've developed over time. It feels like an escape hatch, basically. And whenever things get a little too insane, we just dip out for a while.
Yeah. Well, let's hear some more songs that maybe
Sounds
came
good.
from that expedition.
Let's do it. Follow me into sweet fields of blue, moving to deliver you. Follow me into sweet fields of blue, moving right into delivering me to you. I really loved you. What could I do? I really need you. What's the use in resisting? I really loved you. I cannot help myself. I really need you. Oh, what's the use living without? Looking right into infinite blue, all of the meaning listen to it. Every wave that rises in base strikes with a burden, obliterating me and you. I really loved you. What could I do? I really need you. Oh, what's the use in resisting? I really loved you. I cannot help myself. I really need you. Oh, what's the use living without? Living without. You and I only over 100 stories. Maybe I'm dreaming, feel a bit like oblivion. You and I only over 100 stories. Maybe I'm dreaming, feel a bit like oblivion. Looking for devotion, murder, promises, and motion. I can change, I can change, I can change. Let me be what you need, it's okay. We're only building up until we have the world that we want. Dissociate with hands that quiver, gesturing over our dinner. I can change, I can change, I can change. Let me be what you need, it's okay. We're only
is Tennis on Audiotree Live. Real quick before you play your next two songs, your recent EP is titled "We Can Die Happy." There's a phrase, "I can die happy when ... dot dot dot." What would be that moment for you?
I think the reason why I'm very superstitious, so I don't want to jinx anything, but I feel like we live our lives really, really hard, and like when we have an idea for something, we do it that moment. So I think part of the reason why we called the EP "We Can Die Happy" is because we meant it already, like now. I already feel really fulfilled, and it's a little bit of a morbid title, but it was something that we were thinking about a lot because his father was dying of cancer and he passed away this past year, actually while we were on tour. And so, I mean, not to like just live in this macabre state, but it was kind of what we were immersed in the moment, watching a loved one die.
At least thinking about it.
Yeah. So yeah, Pat came up with that title, and when I don't want to speak for you, but when he did,
Yeah.
you were like, "I mean it. Like now, we can." Yeah.
Still mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I'm trying to work on too, living in the now, being more present.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And then if you have like a big dream for your life, just like making it happen immediately, like not waiting. Pat's the kind of person who didn't wait. Like he didn't wait to go sailing. He started saving when he was like 12. So anyway, I'm very inspired by that
Man on a
aspect of
mission.
him. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's hear some more music.
All right. My better self still knows She works hard, does it all without complaining. She believes that sacred things don't need explaining, and the mind is elevated, though the body devastated, leading a life of sweet sacrifice. Yeah, armed with nothing but a needle and a knife. Love can devour you, but when you love me, the same love empowers you. Yeah. She foresees apocalyptic gasp would open. She believes in something she can put her hope in. It's the holiest fixation, and it's taken cultivation. A pioneer in a foreign land, yeah. She's devoted to a real good man. Love can devour you, but when you love me, the same love empowers you. Yeah.
You're watching Audiotree Live with Tennis. So I know we just talked about the now, but it's also very clear to me that the 70s have a sort of stronghold over your music and your style. So what about that decade is so alluring to you?
Weirdly, I feel like Patrick and I are just journeying through time and musical like production styles. We started off being really interested in like the 60s, like Phil Spector and Joe Meek production techniques. And then after a couple of albums of exploring those sounds, we started to be more interested in the like drier,
Honestly, like more difficult production techniques.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the 1960s like is a great place to start with like learning how to record because it's like really forgiving. You can like cover everything in reverb and like have tons of distortion on the tracks. But when you try and make like a Pink Floyd album or like a Fleetwood Mac style album, it's like a little more
Complicated.
nuanced
yeah, I
and
think
delicate.
it was. Yeah, I think it was just like a natural musical progression for us. And then also part of my discovery as a songwriter, I grew up homeschooled and I loved my childhood, but I was only allowed to listen to musicals and church music. So I had not heard of, I'm not kidding, anything. I had never heard like
I can
Led
vouch for this,
Zeppelin
by
or
the way.
Janis Joplin or basically any popular music. So in our journey as songwriters has also been my journey of just like learning about the history of popular music that I just didn't know about until like my early 20s.
Yeah. So do you guys think you're going to move on to another decade
I feel
here?
the 80s calling me. Not anytime soon, not yet, because I spent a long time resisting being a piano player and not really having any idols. I grew up just like everyone cool played guitar, so I hated that I played piano. But then I've discovered Carole King and Laura Nyro and all these amazing songwriters who use the piano. So I'm really enjoying finding like something to channel in my writing. So I think I'm going to live here for a little while, but I feel like in like 5 years we're going to be like all synths. It's going to be like New Order or
Maybe
something.
maybe the next full length will explore the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
It's very possible.
Or we're like gonna get into dubstep when it's way over, and really dated.
My point is I have no allegiance to any point in time. It's just this like natural movement.
That's the most truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us really care about like defining like this album has to sound 70s or this album has to sound 60s. It's just
and then
like,
I just happen to be able to have an afro. That's just an accident. So it already makes everything look like the 70s because my hair looks like this.
It's awesome. I love it. Well, yeah, let's hear your last song.
Cool.
Let me just get situated over here. I was so excited for today that I changed 3 times. don't
I did the
normally do
same
that.
thing.
Yeah,
We're
everything
on the
I
same
put on
page.
didn't feel like Chicago enough. So then I settled on this like Paula Poundstone number.
I dig it. I like it.
Thank you. Am I muted? Yes, okay. Okay. There was a picture of Michelle Branch on the wall out there, which made me really happy. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Have you heard a serpent speak? Would you lift a veil to take a peek? Hold the mirror up to me. Mirror back my unbelief. Please don't ruin this for me. I have everything I need.
watching Audiotree Live with Tennis. Thank you both so much for stopping in and sharing your music with us. It was a real pleasure. We want to thank everyone in the studio today, the sound engineers and the camera crew for hooking it up, and to you, our viewers. You can support the band by downloading the session when it comes out in just a few short weeks, so stay tuned to their social media as well as ours. And from all of us here at Audiotree, thanks, and we will see you real soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?